Okay, today we're doing Switzerland, part 2. And we've put in the Travel Agent University. You need to go and sign up there, sign in there, and then it'll send you over to another link and for the course at Switzerland Travel Academy. So we're going to go ahead and start, and we will wait for you when it comes time to get to the test. And
I am not getting the same page as you have. It's sending me to some other thing. How do I find the modules?
Okay. The Switzerland Travel Academy core modules. Do you see that on the screen?
No. I'm getting other things. I'm getting certification, academy structure. Do I have to register for the class specifically? I already registered. Do I need to sign in or something?
Well, yes, you have to sign in on the travel at Switzerland Travel Academy. When you've signed in on Travel Agent University and you clicked on clicked on Switzerland, it sent you over to the other site.
I think I know here. I have to sign in. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
You can start without me.
All right, so we're going to start on Switzerland in 3, 5, or 10 days. Before you can access the content of the module, which consists of pictures, tests, and quizzes, once you answer the quiz, whether the answer is correct or wrong, you will be given a feedback with some interesting information. At the end of the module, you will find some downloadable key take-home messages. To present the content in a clearer way and improve your learning experience, this module has been divided into 3 parts: Switzerland in 3 days, Switzerland in 5 days, and Switzerland in 10 days. You can choose which itinerary interests you the most. However, be aware that in the final exam, questions refer to all 3 parts. So we will be doing all 3 parts. Okay, so let's get started. Switzerland in 3 days. Introduction. In this first part of the module, the tour Switzerland in 3 days is presented. Each of these 3 tour passes through the most important places in Switzerland, selected according to the length of the trip. The first tour lasts 3 days, the second one 5, and the third one 10. After having studied the 3 tours, you will be able to create the perfect trip for your clients depending on the length of their stay in Switzerland, making sure that they visit the must-sees of the country. Switzerland in 3 days. In 3 days, travel from Lucerne via Interlaken to Zermatt. The journey begins at Lake Lucerne and takes you across the Jungfrau region to the Matterhorn. Okay, you can see on the map. Highlights: Lucerne, Pilatus, Lake Lucerne, and Old Town Lucerne. Interlaken, Jungfrau, something Platt, and St. Vidis Caves. And in Zermatt, Gornegrat, Alpine Village, Findelen, and Klein Matterhorn. How to reach Lucerne, the starting point. Car A2 motorway, Basel to Sino, 1.5 hours from the border near Basel, 2.5 hours from the Italian border, or 1 hour from Zurich. Train, direct connections, 1 hour and 10 minutes from Basel, 1 hour, 10 minutes from Zurich Airport, and 3 hours from Geneva, 3 hours from the Italian border. Lucerne. With its multitude of offerings, the city is a veritable adventure center. Lucerne is an ideal starting point for day trips. We highly recommend the round tour around the vantage point of Pilatus, the Dragon Mountain. If the water bug bites you, take a paddle steamer cruise on Lake Lucerne. In the evening, a lakeside stroll and a walk along the river are most enjoyable. So here is Lake Lucerne, 7 hours. If you want to experience the tumultuous history of the original cantons of the Swiss Confederation in style, we recommend a cruise aboard the Art Nouveau paddle steamer. This leisurely, exciting cruise to upper end of Lake Lucerne takes 3 to 4 hours. The walk on the swift path around Lake Uri is an attractive option for hikers. Return by ship, train, or bus. And for more information, about the cruises, you can click there, but you can go back and click that another time because it will take us out of this. So now we're going to click on this one. Old Town, a picturesque place, 2.5 hours. The picturesque car-free Old Town invites you to stroll around the lanes. The Chapel Bridge is best viewed when sipping a cup of coffee at a riverside cafe along Roos River. 10 museums, among them Switzerland's Traffic Museum, delight the culture as well as technology lovers. Modern architecture can be admired in the Culture and Congress Center and the hotel designed by John Nouvel. And over here, Golden round trip, 5 hours. The steamship takes you from Lucerne to Alpenachstad, where the world's steepest top-wheel train conveys you to Combe, 6,995 feet above sea level. Enjoy the view of the lake, the mountains, and the city of Lucerne. Take a walk through the rock gallery or hike to the Tonleshorn, where you can savor a delicious snack at the restaurant. A spectacular ride by aerial cable car and gondola down to Kriens Lucerne concludes this tour. Lucerne Part 2. Other sites in and around Lucerne. Birkenhaus, Switzerland's Museum of Transportation. Rigi, in the heart of Switzerland. Titlis, Glacier Paradise, Engelberg, and UNESCO Biosphere Entelbuch. Okay. I think Marnie knew about this. That's why she took her trip now, so I could pronounce all these funny words. Where to stay? Romantic Hotel Wildenmann, Hotel Waldstrotterhof, the Hotel Montana. Where to eat? Steamship Weirwaldstadsee, KKL World Cafe, restaurant, Old Swiss House, hotel, restaurant, shift. Shopping, Old Town Shopping, vegetable and fruit market, butcherer, Henny Conditori. And nightlife, Lewis Bar, evening cruises on the lake, Stad Keller, and on the bank of the Reuss. Lucerne 3.2. On the way from Lucerne to Interlaken, on the way from it's through the Brunig Pass route. Right along the wooded Brunig Pass, 1,002 meters, 3,290 feet above sea level, to Interlaken from central Switzerland to the eastern part of the Bernese Oberland. Here you can stay overnight. En route, there are a few attractive excursion options for those who travel by car. A ride up the Jungfrau is highly recommended. Trip duration 1 hour 20 minutes, and via the Brunig Pass, and train 2 hours by central train. Okay, now you can see that on the map. And now we'll go on to the next one. Interlaken. Interlaken means between the lakes, and these lakes are Lake Thun and Lake Brienz. The town is the entry point to the world-famous Jungfrau area, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Jungfrau mountain appears like a picture in a frame, even when viewed from the Homat Park in the front of the legendary Hotel Victoria Jungfrau. St. Vitus Caves and the Schneggi Platt and the Jungfrau Josh are popular day trips from Interlaken. Jungfrau Joch is experienced the top of Europe 6 hours. Great moment in mountain railroad history. On August 1st, 1912, the trains of the Jungfrau Bahn started their journey after a 16-year construction effort. The ride crosses alpine pastures and continues to Europe's highest train station, located at 3,454 meters, which is 11,332 feet above sea level, passing by the Eiger Mountain. It is an overwhelming experience to see the Eiger north face through the train window, and later on to stand high up at the starting point of the Great Altes Glacier. And here, Schneggi Platt, by nostalgic cogwheel train to a panoramic vantage point. This cozy nostalgic cogwheel train, dating to the 19th century, puffs and puffs up the 1,400-meter, 4,600-foot ascent from Wilderswil to the vantage point on the Schneggi Platt. During the summer, 500 different species of alpine plants bloom in the Alpine Garden. From here, mountain hikers start their long trek to the historic Fallhorn Mountain Hotel, to the first Grindenwald. And over here, a natural wonder, 4 hours, the St. Vitus Caves, located high above the eastern shores of Lake Thun, are among the most beautiful natural wonders on the Bernese Oberland. As late as 100 years ago, an evil dragon wreaked havoc near Interlaken. Although the Irish itinerant monk Vidis was said to have hunted the beast out of the cave, the place now carries his name. Today, the imposing system of caves in the bowels of the Niederhorn Mastiff is easily accessible, and we guarantee that it is free of dragons. That's good. And among the hidden treasures of this underworld, you will find the minor grotto with its crystal clear cave, the rushing waterfalls, as well as the mighty 40,000-year-old stalactite. Okay. Interlaken 2. Other sites: Schilthorn, Peace Gloria, Hinterest, La Toronto, Hotel Rosenlau, a Trip Suspension Bridge. Where to stay: Victoria Jungfrau, Grand Hotel Beau Rivage, Hotel Restaurant Stella, Hotel Baron. Where to eat: Jungfrau Glacier, Grand Restaurant Shoe, Restaurant Bar des Alpes, and Restaurant Spice India. Shopping: Zerd Souvenirs, Royal Present Souvenirs, King's Fashion, Nightlife, Restaurant Goldener Anchor, Casino Curacao, Positive Weinbach, and Nightboat. Interlaken 4.2. On the way to Interlaken to Zermatt. On the way from Interlaken to Zermatt via the Leuchsburg Mountain to Valais, travel the Leuchsburg route by train or loading the car on the train into the canton of Valais and head to Zermatt. The excursions and side tours en route are planned in such a way that in Zermatt you have time to ride up one or the other peak to enjoy panoramic vistas. Trip duration: by car 3 hours. Load the car on the train that runs through Luxembourg in Tosh, and you will have to park your car and take the train to Zermatt. And then by train, 3.5 hours. There are transfers in Spies and Brig. And now Zermatt. This car-free holiday village is surrounded by high-altitude mountains, Monte Rosa, Dent Blanche, and Matterhorn. Thanks to mountain trains and aerial cableways, you can get really close to the mighty glaciers and rocks. From Zermatt, the legendary Glacier Express starts its journey to St. Moritz. Gornergrot, in full view of the Matterhorn, 3 hours. Already in Zermatt, the vista opens up to the Matterhorn. The incomparable rock pyramid is even more imposing when you face it directly from the 3,100-meter, 10,170-foot vantage point on the Gornergrot. Everyone on the panorama cartwheel train is ready to shoot the first picture. Restaurants and hotels are found along the way and on top of the Gornergrot. Okay. Klein Matterhorn, the Alps' highest viewing platform, 2.5 hours. Edward Wimper was the first man to conquer the legendary mountain, the 4,478-meter, 14,690-foot Matterhorn in 1865. 4 of his companions lost their lives. Even today, only experienced climbers accompanied by a mountain guide should embark on the ascent. Non-climbers enjoy the summit experience on the Klein Matterhorn, which at no less than 3,883 meters, 12,740 feet above sea level, is the Alps' highest aerial cable station. And Down here, Alpine Village, Findel, hiking loop in the Findel Valley, 4 hours. Take the train up to the 2,300 meters, 7550 foot rifle lap. The subsequent hike takes you to the pretty sun-drenched Alpine village of Findel, passing by the lakes Grunzi and Stelici, Grindsee, and Moosjasee. Later on, you hike down Winkelmatten, a suburb of Zermatt. The Baroque chapel in Winkelmatter, 18th century, and the Matterhorn in the background is a popular theme for photographs. Okay, Zermatt Part 2. Other sites, Mittellauleen, Sadsfree, the Sonnenseggen, Europe's highest vineyard, and the Aletisch Glacier. Where to stay? Hotel Monte Rosa, Hotel Walliserhof, Hotel Mirabeau, and Rifle Lap Resort. Where to eat? Walliserkan, Restaurant Avena, Restaurant Chez Heine, Restaurant Mediterranean, Shopping Bergener Sport, Bayard Sport and Fashion, Josie Cheese and Wine, and Butcherer. Nightlife, Vernissage, Brown Cow Snack Bar, Village Dance Club, and Broken Bar. I apologize for butchering these names. Key take-home messages. Switzerland tourism suggests 3 possible itineraries to visit the country, 3, 5, and 10. Each itinerary has highlight suggested stops, attractions to visit, and places to see, in addition to recommended hotels and shops. Switzerland, 3 days, highlights Lucerne, Interlaken, and Zermatt. Switzerland in 5 days, Geneva, Interlaken, Zermatt, St. Moritz, and Ascona. And Switzerland in 10 days, Basel, Montreux, Bern, Interlaken, Zermatt, Ascona, St. Moritz, Appenzell, Zurich, and Lucerne. And you can download the key takeaway messages to have for later on. End of module. You've completed the first part of the module. Well done. Now you've been inspired, inspired on how to combine Switzerland's highlights into a perfect 3-day itinerary. Go and explore Switzerland in 5 days. Okay. Would anyone like to read? Okay. Introduction. In this second part of the module, the tour Switzerland in 5 days is presented. Each of the 3 tour passes through the most important places in Switzerland, selected according to the length of the trip. The first tour lasts 3 days, the second one 5, the third one 10. After having studied the 3 tours, you will be able to create the perfect trip for your clients. Table of contents, Switzerland in 5 days. Switzerland in 5 days. In 5 days from west to east, starting at Lake Geneva, the tour leads to St. Moritz via the Jungfrau region and the Matterhorn and ends up in sunny Ticino. Okay, you can see that on the map. Highlights, Geneva, St. Pierre, Moetz, Interlaken, Jungfrau, Schniggy Platt, and St. Vidis Caves, Zermatt, Gornegrat, Alpine Village, Finland, and Klein Matterhorn, St. Moritz, Lakes, Silver Plana, and Muotos, Morago, Ascana, Lago Gior, and Mongo Valley Magia. How to reach Geneva, the starting point. By car, N1 motorway from Lake Constant via Zurich, Bern, ending in Geneva, 3 hours from Zurich, 1 hour 45 minutes from Bern. Train direct connections from and to Bern, 1 hour 45 minutes. Zurich, 2 hours 45 minutes. Basel, 2 hours 45 minutes. And Lucerne, 3 hours. Geneva is the world's smallest metropolis and is defined by an international mix of people. The United Nations have an important office here, and so does the International Red Cross. Strolling across the lake from its famous water fountain and through the picturesque old town is a delightful experience. St. Peter's Cathedral, Calvin's austere Mother Church, 2 hours. Geneva's old town is dominated by the imposing Roman Gothic St. Peter's Cathedral, St. Pierre Cathedral in French, in which Johannes Calvin preached his Protestant sermons in the 16th century. The cathedral is in fact sitting on nearly 2,000 years of history. The permanent and very well documented archaeological excavation of the site underneath the church floor therefore provides visitors with an exciting insight into the past. Through the wilderness of nature, 2.5 hours, that's Mueller. It is true the Rhone is not the Amazon River, but at times it can look like it. On a cruise aboard a very particular boat called the Mueller, French for seagull, you enter the mouth of the Arve River. The landscape is impressive, and in the distance you can even see the Alps. It takes 2.5 hours to cruise up to the reservoir wall in Verboy and back. Excuse me. And Uno, Guardians of the Human Dignity, 2.5 hours. If you walk through the gates of the palace housing the United Nations, you are stepping on international territory. Over 20,000 delegates from all countries of the world visit this site annually. In addition, 3,000 permanent employees work exclusively for this mission: peace, security, and the right of human dignity. A tour through the imposing halls is worth its while. Geneva 2. Other sites in and around Geneva: in the Barbara Mueller Museum in Geneva, Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art, Geneva, and Romantic City of Carouge. Where to stay: Hotel Beau Rivage, Hotel Youth Hostel Geneva, Hotel Belle Esperance, Hotel Restaurant Les Armures. Where to eat: Restaurant La Grange, La Brasserie Lip, Restaurant La Genevoise, Senso Ristorante. Shopping: Patek Philippe Museum, Chocolatier du Rhône, Butcherer, and Lours de Bern. Nightlife: Arthur's Rive, Gotchi, B Club, Platinum Glam Club, and La Boheme. On the way from Geneva to Interlaken from the pre-Alpine route in Western Switzerland. The journey begins in Geneva, continues along the lake that bears the name of the French in French Lac Léman, passing Lausanne, and finishes in Montreux, Chillon Castle. By car, you travel across the Cologne Pass. By train, across the Boland Pass route to Gstaad. And the journey takes you through the green pre-alpine Simon Valley to Lake Thun and then to Interlaken. Trip duration, car driving time 4 hours to Interlaken via Gstaad. Train 4 hours, 10 minutes, fastest train connection. Interlaken means between the lakes. These lakes are Lake Thun and Lake Brienz. The town is the entry point to the world famous Jungfrau area, UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Jungfrau mountain appears like a picture in a frame, which we said last time. Even when viewed in the Hohmott Park in front of the legendary Hotel Victoria Jungfrau. St. Vidis Caves and Schniggy Platt and Jungfrau Joch are popular day trips from Interlaken. Jungfrau Joch experienced the top of Europe 6 hours, a great moment in modern railroad history. On August 1st, Swiss National Day, 1912, the trains from Jungfrau Bonn started their journey after a 16-year construction effort. The ride crosses alpine pastures and continues to Europe's highest train station at 3454 meters above sea level, passing by the Eiger Mountain. It is an overwhelming experience to see the Eiger north face through the train window and later to stand high at top of starting point of the Great Altesch Glacier. And St. Vidis Caves, a natural wonder, 4 hours. The St. Vidis Caves, located high above the eastern shores of Lake Thun, are among the most beautiful natural wonders of the Bernese Oberland. As late as 100 years ago, when evil dragon wreaked havoc near Interlaken, although the Irish itinerant monk Vidis was said to have hunted the beast out of the cave, the place now carries his name. Today, the imposing system of caves in the bowels of the Niederhorn Mastiff is easily accessible, and we guarantee it's free of dragons. Among the hidden treasures, you'll find a mere grotto with its crystal clear cave lake, the rushing waterfalls, as well as the mighty 40,000-year-old stalactite. Interlaken 2. Other sites in and around Interlaken: Schilthorn, Hinterus, Lauterbrunnental, Hotel Rosenlau, Trift Suspension Bridge. Where to stay: Victoria Jungfrau, Grand Hotel Beau Rivage, Hotel Restaurant Stella, Hotel Baron. Where to eat: Jungfrau Brasserie, Grand Restaurant Choux, Restaurant Bar des Alpes, Restaurant Spice India. Shopping: Zerd Souvenirs, Royal Present Souvenirs, King's Fashion. Nightlife: Royal Grandeur Anchor, Casino Cursal, Positive Vine Foch, and Night Boat. Interlaken 4.2. From Interlaken, travel the Lochberg route by train or by loading the car on the train into the canton of Valais to head to Zermatt. The excursions and side tours en route are planned in such a way that Zermatt you have time to ride up to one or the other peak to enjoy the panoramic vistas. And duration by car, 3 hours. You park your car in Tosh, you have to park your car and take the train to Zermatt. Train 3.5 hours, and there are transfers in Spiez and Brig. Okay, Zermatt. This car-free holiday village is surrounded by high-altitude mountains, Monte Rosa, Dent Blanche, and Matterhorn. Thanks to mountain trails and aerial cableways, you can get really close to the mighty glaciers and rocks. From Zermatt, the legendary Glacier Express starts its journey to St. Moritz. Gorner Grot. In full view of the Matterhorn, 3 hours. Already in Zermatt, the vista opens up to the Matterhorn, and comparable rock pyramid is even more imposing when you face it directly from the 3,100-meter vantage point of the Gorner Grot. Everyone on the panoramic cogwheel train is ready to shoot the first picture. Restaurants and hotels are found along the way. Klein Matterhorn, highest viewing platform, 22.5 hours. Edward Whymper was the first. Okay. First man to conquer the legendary mountain, the 478-meter Matterhorn, in 1865. Four of his companions lost their lives. Even today, only experienced climbers accompanied by a mountain guide should embark on this ascent. Non-climbers enjoy the summit experience on the Klein Matterhorn, which at no less than 3,883 meters above sea level is the Alps' highest aerial cable station. And Alpine Village Findel, a hiking loop in the Findeln Valley, 4 hours. Take the train up to the 2,300-meter rifle lap. The subsequent hike takes you to the pretty sun-drenched alpine village of Findeln, passing by the lakes of Grundsee, Stellasee, Gringesee, and Moosjesee. Later on, you hike down Winkelmatten, a suburb of Zermatt. The Baroque chapel in Winkelmatter, 18th century, with the Matterhorn in the background, is a popular theme for photographs. Zermatt 2. Mittelwellen, Sunnenbezingen, Europe's highest vineyard, the Auletzsches Glacier, and where to stay: Hotel Monte Rosa, Hotel Walliserhof, Hotel Mirabeau, Rifle Lap Resort. Where to eat: Rallisker Kane, Restaurant Avena, Restaurant Chez Heine, Restaurant Mediterranean. Shopping: Bergener Sport, Bayard Sport and Fashion, Josie Cheese and Wine and Butcherer. Nightlife: Vernissage, Brown Cow Snack Bar, Village Dance Club, and Broken Bar. Zermatt on the way to St. Moritz by Glacier Express to St. Moritz. The famous route along the main Alpine ridge is enjoyed most impressively aboard the world's slowest express train, the Glacier Express. By car, the journey is quite long, but by no means less attractive. After all, it includes a visit to the Rhone Glacier and the 2,429-meter Goth Pass. Trip duration from car from Tash, 5.3 hours, 5 hours and 30 minutes, and along the Glacier Express, passing through the Julier Pass. By train, 8 hours and 8.5 hours without transfer, Glacier Express. St. Moritz. St. Moritz is the chic, elegant, and exclusive resort. Is located 1,156 meters, 6,090 feet above sea level, amidst the breathtaking landscape of the Upper Engadin's Lake District. Muatas Murago, a room with a view, 3 hours. Hotel rooms invite you to fall blissfully asleep after a day of adventures. However, on Muatas Murago, You do not feel like closing your eyes. The upper Engadin is too beautiful. The mountain hotel sits like a throne high above the idyllic valley, and the tables of the panorama restaurant are the perfect place to enjoy the landscape. Just like the cuisine, the view is out of this world. Silvaplana, 3 views of paradise, 4 hours. This natural scenery is poetry at its purest. Blue lakes, lush green meadows, snow-capped mountains, and the legendary sky of the Engadine on Peace Corvach, 3,303 meters. The panoramic view is a dream come true. Furthermore, the glacier world constitutes a delightful and chilling opportunity to penetrate the eternal world of ice. In addition, 580 kilometers, 360 miles of wonderful hiking trails awaits you. And lakes, where the water reigns supreme, 3.5 hours. On the plain behind St. Moritz, a fresh breeze is always blowing to the delight of the sports fans. In fact, Lake Silvaplana is a paradise for windsurfers. However, the view of Lake Silvaplana and its 3 neighboring lakes is even more when hiking the loop around Mount Berchella. St. Moritz 2. Other sites around St. Moritz, the express train up the Diavolisa, the beguiling Bergell Valley, a national park that evokes emotions. And where to stay, Colm Hotel St. Moritz, Grand Hotel des Bains, Hotel Missani, Hotel Castel. Where to eat, La Colina, Restaurant Grishuna, Restaurant Voyage, Restaurant Bodega Wine Bar. Shopping, Rizzoli, designer furniture, jet ski, fashion and sports, Kerr und Beckelhern spa and tourist office, and butcher. King's Nightlife, King's Club, Casino, St. Moritz, Sunny Bar, and Secondo. Okay, St. Moritz 6.2. On the way from St. Moritz to Ascona, the picturesque Bergell to the south and to Cesino. The ride takes you across the Bernina Pass down to the southern region of Bergell via Lake Como to Gandria and further to Lugano with its Mount San Salvatore. The final destination is Ascona, located on the shore of Lake Maggiore. Car, 3.3 hours to Ascona. Post bus, train, 5 hours aboard the Palm Express with transfer in Lugano. Ascona, situated in a magnificent sunny bay of Lake Maggiore, is one of Switzerland's most popular and exclusive vacation destinations. Not only can you go on Lake Maggiore cruises and visit villages along the lake, but from Ascona, you can also embark on excursions to the valleys of Ticino. Magno Valley Magia, the striped church, 5 hours. Mario Botta, the world famous Ticinese architect, built the Church of Magno in 1996, exactly on the grounds where an avalanche destroyed the old church in 1986. The diagonally divided cylindrical shape features stripes of white Passia marble and Valle Magia granite, which stand in playful contrast to the lightness of the glass roof. Ascona, the 5-star village, 1 hour. Ascana has the highest density of five-star hotels in Switzerland. The protected Bay Area with its picturesque facades and the part of the town called Ronco, situated on a sun-drenched terrace, excellent restaurants, the legendary Monte Verita, and the peaceful atmosphere pervading the little village have always attracted discerning guests. And over here, Brissago Islands, the floating gardens, 2.5 hours. When you would disembark from the lake boat on the Brissago Island, you feel transported into a fairy tale world of exotic flower buds, strangely formed leaves, intoxicating scents, and sweet fruits. Some 1,500 species of plants from all corners of the world make floating botanical gardens an exotic Garden of Eden in the middle of Switzerland, thanks to the subtropical climate. Ascana 2. Other sites around Ascana, Lake Lugano, Swiss miniature, exciting Monte Generoso. Where to stay, Hotel Eden Rock, Albergo Giardino, Hotel Castello del Sol, Paola Giovanni Youth Hostel. Where to eat, Ristorante Loconda, Locarnoris, Ristorante Posta al Lago, Ristorante della Posta, Grotto Scalinata, shopping, Foxtown stores, Butcherer, Confisir, Al Porto, Locarno's Old Town, and nightlife, Delta Beach, Lounge, Vanilla Club, Bar del Arch, and Locondo del Vino. Key take-home messages. Well, we've already had the 3 parts, so let's do the Switzerland 5-part. Geneva, St. Pierre, Uno, Milletz, Interlaken, Jungfrau, Jock, Schinigi, Platt, St. Vidis, Cave, Zermatt, Bornegrat, Alpine Village, Finland, Klein Matterhorn, St. Moritz, Lake, Silver Plana, Mortis Morgo, and Ascana Lago Maggiore, and Magno Valley, Magia. And we'll do Switzerland 10 days next. End of module. Now that you've been inspired to combine the 5 days, you can go on and explore the 10 days. There we go. Would anyone like to read? Don't all speak up at once. Okay. Switzerland in 10 days. See all the famous sites in 10 days, including some secret tips, discover diverse landscapes and several cities on this tour. And boy, it's pretty much takes you all over the place. Highlights: Basel, Rhine Valley Foundation, Rheinfelden, Montreux, Promenade de Montreux, Rochers de Nye, Lake Geneva, Bern Arcades, Paul Klee, Gernten, Interlaken, Jungfrau Grotto, Schinigi Platt, St. Bevis Caves, Zermatt, Bornegrat, Alpine Village, Finland, Klein Matterhorn, Ascana Lago Maggiore, Magno Valley, Magia, St. Moritz Lake, Silver Plana, Mueller, Morgo, Appenzell, Hauptgas, Wasser, and Schwagolp, Zurich, Old Town Zurich, Kunsthaus Zoo, Lucerne, Pilates, Lake Lucerne, and Old Town Lucerne. How to reach Basel, the starting point. By car, the motorway, Autobahn, Frankfurt, Freiburg, or Strasbourg, respectively, takes you directly to Basel from Zurich. It takes 1 hour, 15 minutes from Bern, an hour and 20 minutes. By train, 1 hour from Zurich and Lucerne, and an hour from Bern. Basel. Basel is located right in the middle of the three-country corner, Germany, France, and Switzerland, in the heart of Europe. The romantic old town, one of the most beautiful and well-preserved in the whole of Europe, is located on a bend of the river Rhine and is home to a myriad of modern buildings designed by internationally acclaimed architects. Bayerler Foundation Art Museum with Transparency 2.5 hours. The Bayerler Foundation is one of Switzerland's most important museums. Approximately 200 paintings and sculptures can be found in Basel's exclusive suburb of Rhine. Since the works of Monet, Cézanne, Van Gogh, Picasso, and others are most magnificent when viewed in daylight, star architect Renzo Piano created a 127-meter, 417-foot long building covered entirely by glass. Okay. And Rheinfelden on a famous river, 3.5 hours. An exciting cruise across floodgates between Basel and Rheinfelden, wonderful natural riversides in the three-country corner, a harbor atmosphere, and the camaraderie of culinary get-togethers at the captain's dinner. A cruise aboard the White Fleet on the legendary River Rhine is as inspiring as it is entertaining. Above all, it is typical of Basel because the Rhine is as much part of Basel as the Eiffel Tower is to Paris. And Basel, a proud city on the Rhine, 2 hours. In Rittgras, you can view the ruins of the Celtic Wall, 1st century BC, while the magnificent Munster Cathedral, the mortal remains of Aramus, are buried. With its illustrious past, the proud city on the Rhine is also very aware of the present. It is indeed very lively, thanks to the picturesque small alleys in the old town, the myriad little boutiques and cafes. All right, other sites in Basel. Exotic Museum of Ethnology, Museum Jean Tinguely, an interactive museum, a special kind of zoo. Where to stay? Hotel Munchnerhof, Hotel La Troy Royce, Etap Hotel, Basel, Backpack. Where to eat? Restaurant Kunschau, Restaurant Seraphim Zunbit, Bodega Zum Strauss, and Restaurant Chez Janot. Shopping Johann Warner, Christmas House, Seven Sisters, Butcherer, Blechschmidt, Raphael Couture, Nightlife, Funmar, Non-Fumar, okay. Bar Rouge, Atlantis, Bird's Eye Jazz Club. 3.2, on the way from Basel to Montreux, crossing the Jura Mountain to heading to Lake Geneva. This route entails crossing the Jura. By car, this route takes the visitors across Freiburg Mountains, where cows graze on less pastures. The guests can enjoy panoramic views of Lake Neuenberg. There is the opportunity for visiting the city of Lucerne and getting to know the scenic vineyards of Lavaux. Trip duration, car 4 hours via picturesque routes, train 2 hours 45 minutes, changing trains in Lucerne. Montreux. The pearl of the Swiss Riviera is blessed with a mild, very mild and wonderful climate thanks to its ideal location on Lake Geneva at the foot of the Alps. Renowned stars such as Barbara Hendricks reside here, and the internationally famous event that takes place here is the annual Jazz Festival. Lake Geneva, lean back and relax, 2.5 hours. On sunny days, you're on cloud 9 when you cruise Lake Geneva. On one side of the lake, the sheer endless vineyards are a feast for the eyes. On the other shore, the ship stops at the legendary Avion. Lucerne is also always worthwhile stop. After the tour, the cruise brings you back to Montreux. Promenade du Montreux through a sea of flowers to the castle, 2.5 hours. One of Switzerland's most beautiful lakeside promenades extends from Montreux through the fabulous flower beds to the castle of Chalon. The most famous of Switzerland's castle was built in the 13th century on a rocky inlet of the lake and has two faces. Seen from the water, it is a fortress. From the mountains, it enchants as a princely residence. And Rochers Denai, dramatic landscape, 3 hours. From the palm tree studded lakeside, where one dines in a restaurant built into the rock or simply enjoys the views of Lake Geneva or the Alps, a cogwheel train takes you to the 2,045-meter mountaintop. Montreux 2. Magnificent Olympic Museum. It's all about the Kuklos and diabolical Glacier 3000. Where to stay: Hotel Villa Toscane, Hotel Maison, Hotel Destroy Corones, Riviera Lodge. Where to eat: Le Palais Oriental, Restaurant Klein Rock, Paradise Chalet, Grand Café Suisse. And shopping: Bazaar Suisse, Creations Julia Brugman, Boutique Home Versace, and Lionel Mexon Horlogerie. And nightlife: Harry's New York Bar, Ned, Casino Barriere de Montreux, and Rocking Chair. On the way from Montreux to Bern. Choose the route via the Pre-Alps instead of using the motorway, Autobahn in German. You reach Greyer's Castle via Agel and Col des Moses, where you'll take the motorway to Bern. If you want to travel by train, use the Golden Pass Express via GSAT to Spice and then continue to Bern. Trip duration: car 2.5 hours on well-constructed mountain roads, train 3.5 hours, changing trains at Zeiss, Simon, and Spiez. Bern. Bernese Old Town, recognized as UNESCO World Heritage Site, is home to 6 kilometers of arcades, which are among the longest covered shopping arcades in Europe. The medieval atmosphere with stores and cellars and vaults is unique. The federal capital is also the seat of the Bundeshaus, German for federal palace, where the parliament meets. Girton, fun on Bern's home mountain. 3 hours. Fun, games, sports, and culture. The car-free Girton Mountain is a recreational oasis for the whole family with a miniature train, frisbee golf, kids' cars, and other forms of entertainment. Bern's very own mountain delights children, while adults enjoy the superb views extending from the city to the alpine chain of the Bernese Overland. Arcades. Under the arcades to the Bear Park, 2.5 hours. The romantic old town of Bern rises to the from the loop of the river. The Bunda House, home of the Parliament, presides over the city. Down below in the Bear Park, you can observe lively bears, the city's heraldic animals. In between these sites are rows of stately houses. Their arcades, extending for 6 kilometers, 3.7 miles, form one of Europe's longest covered shopping promenades. And Paul Klee, a famous painter, makes waves. 2.5 hours with over 4,000 paintings, 40% of the total work. The new Zentrum Paul Klee Center harbors the worldwide largest collection of the famous painter. The prominent wave-shaped building was created by Renzo Piano, the Italian architect. The Paul Klee Center offers, besides art exhibitions, a platform for music, theater, dance, and literature. Bern 2. Emmentaler Show Dairy, medieval town of Merton, and the Baroque city of Solothurn. Where to stay: Hotel Allegro, Hotel Inner Angie, Etap Hotel, Hotel Landhaus. Where to eat: Bistro Steinhall, Altes Tram Depot, Restaurant Splendid Palace, Restaurant Schwellenmatti. Shopping: Confisir Bieler, shopping under the arcades, Butcher, Boutique, Kitchener. Nightlife: Wasserwerk, Allegro Bar, Art Cafe, and Tredcento Wine Keller. Went from Bern to Interlaken. The ride is short. Use the motorway up to Interlaken or a direct train without transfer. Train riders can use the lake ship from Thun. From Interlaken, an excursion to the Jungfrau is recommended. Trip duration: car 45 minutes. Bern to Interlaken. Train 1 hour, no transfer. Interlaken. Okay, now we've read all these same Interlakens from before, so we'll just appease them by looking at the pictures because they're the same pictures we saw before. Schniggy Platt and the St. Vidis Caves. Interlaken 2. Okay, now this one's different because we have a shoe, a high heel actually. Other sites in and around Interlaken: Schildhorn, Hinterus Lanter Brunto, Hotel Rosenlau, and the Trish Suspension Bridge. This still looks all the same as it did before. Okay, we'll just go on. Interlaken: travel the Luxembourg route by train or loading the car onto the train from the Canton of Valais to head to Zermatt. Excursions aside, tours en route are planned in such a way that you have time to ride up to one or the other of the panoramic vistas. Okay, we did that. Zermatt, the car-free holiday village. We've done that. Zermatt 2, other sites around the Zermatt. We've got the Europe's highest vineyard, the glacier, the Zenigan, and the Mytilene, and we've had all those. On the way from Zermatt to Ascana, passing the Rhone Glacier, traveling across the Goth Pass. From Zermatt, you first reach the main valley in the Canton of Valais, then follow the road up to the source of the Rhone Glacier. If you take the train past the Furka Tunnel, you can pass through the Furka Tunnel. And from Andermatt, the journey continues across the historic Gothard Pass, then along the Ticino River and Lake Maggiore, finish up in Ascana. The car is picked up in Tosh. From here, the driving time is 4 hours, and train bus 8 hours with transfers in Brig, Andermatt, Airolo, and Locarno. Ascana, situated in the magnificent sunny bay of Lake Maggiore, is one of Switzerland's most popular and exclusive vacation destinations. Not only can you go on Lake Maggiore cruises and visit villages along the lake, but from Ascana you can embark on excursions to the valleys of Ticino. Magno Valley, this is the Striped Church. Okay, we did that. The 5-star hotel, the highest density of 5-star hotels. And for Sago Islands, the floating gardens, we did that. Ascana 2, other sites, Lake Lugano, Swiss miniature, exciting Monte Generoso, Foxtown stores, Butcher, Confessor of Porto, Locarno's Old Town, Delta Beach Lounge, Vanilla Club. Okay, we've done those. Okay, on the way from Ascana to St. Moritz, from Ticino, straight to Graubünden and to Engadin. Use the alternative way instead of crossing the Gothard, the San Bernardino, then travel through the Alpine valleys of the Graubünden until you reach the Engadin. Short detour to Chur, Graubünden's capital, is definitely worthwhile. Car 3.5 hours via San Bernardino Giulier. Train 5 hours being San Bernardino Albula. St. Moritz, chic, elegant, exclusive resort, and same picture we had before. We'll see if it'll let us go on. Yes, it did. Okay, so this is a different one. St. Moritz 2, other sites around St. Moritz by express train up the Diavolisa, the beguiling Bergell Valley, and the national park that evokes emotions. Combe Hotel, St. Moritz, Grand Hotel des Bains, Hotel Missani, Hotel Castel, where to eat, La Colina, a Thai restaurant, Restaurant Grishuna, Restaurant Voyage, Bodega, wine bar, shopping, Rizzoli, designer furniture, jet ski, jet set, fashion and sports, Cur on Veckler, St. Moritz, a spa and tourist office, and Butcherer, nightlife, King's Club, Casino, St. Moritz, Sunny Bar, and Secondo. St. Moritz to Appenzell via the National Park to Appenzell. First, travel through the main Engadin Valley and then to the lower Engadin where you have the opportunity to visit the Swiss National Park. There's a direct connection to the Rhine Valley, which leads through lush green alpine valley. After riding the Toggenburg and past the Santis, you finally reach Appenzell. Car, 5 hours. Train, bus, 5.5 hours via the Lower Engadin and Landquart. Bus ride through Toggenburg and across the Schwegau. Appenzell, together with the traditional Landsgemeinde rural community, Appenzell is the capital of Switzerland's smallest canton by population. Appenzell Innerrhoden is the region's political and economic center. The ornately decorated houses on Hopgas or Main Street alone are worth the trip. Oh, that's beautiful. Appenzell 2. Appenzell Dairy Show Dairy, Mysterious Lake Fallen, Where to Stay Hotel Heck, Romantic Hotel Santis, Hotel Hofweissbad, Hotel Restaurant Alpenblick, Where to Eat Gasthaus Baron, Gasthof Weissbadbruck, Hotel Restaurant Baron, and Gasthaus zum Kupf. The Dairy Workshop of Roger Dorig, Chassuter, Modelhaus, Goldener, and the Appenzell Line. Nightlife, New Amadeus Bar, Secret Cafe and Bar, Backstage Music Club, and Elephant Club. Appenzell on the way to Zurich, along Lake Constance to the Rhine Valley and back to Zurich. From Appenzell, travel first to St. Gallen, then along Lake Constance and the Rhine River up to Schaffhausen, where a visit to the Rhine Falls is a must. The route to the city of Zurich is then direct and fast. Trip duration, by car 3 hours 15 minutes, train 4 hours 15 minutes along Lake Constance, but bypassing the Rhine Falls. Zurich. With its varied sceneries, Zurich is full of surprises. It can be at the same time a lively, pulsating urban center and a city that with oasis of tranquility and a slower pace of life in the little lanes of its old town. At the lakeside, one enjoys the parks and gardens or takes a swim in the lake. Countless concert halls, dance clubs, and factories and cozy bars are some of the city's numerous offers. Old Town charming stroll, 2.5 hours. Whether it's sophisticated shopping along the famous Bahnhofstrasse or the romantic atmosphere in the narrow lanes on the opposite bank of the river, Zurich's Old Town is full of charm. During the daytime hours, visit to Lindenhawk, the oasis in the middle of the city, is always worthwhile. In the evening, the selection of the town called Niederdorf, with its bars and street artists, turned into a lively scene. And zoo. In the rainforest at Zurichberg, 2.5 hours. A huge forest with sense evocative of a tropical jungle is filled with hundreds of plant and animal species. This is the Masala Hall in Zurich's zoo. The ecosystem, covering 11,000 square meters, reflects a part of Madagascar. In the zoo, there are 4,000 animals representing 400 species, among them zoological rarities like the Siam crocodile, the large anteater, and king penguins. And Kunsthaus, pictures in the head, 2.5 hours. The newly renovated Kunsthaus inspires everyone with its first-class exhibits and important collections of paintings, sculptures, photos, and art videos, besides from classics like Giacometti, Monet, Chagall, modern artists Bayes, Bacone, and Rothko, and young local luminaries Pipolotti, Rist, and Bischli Weiss are represented. Zurich 2. Other sites around Zurich, the twins of the Grossmünster, the Uetliberg opens up Alpine vistas, the Oscar Reinhardt collection. Where to stay? Wider Hotel, Hotel Uto Kulm, Park Hyatt, Hotel Bar Lock. Where to eat? Restaurant Kronenhall, Restaurant Zughauskeller, Restaurant Siedenspinner, and Restaurant Blue. Shopping, Fabric Frontline, Allsbrush Shop, Time Tunnel, Schwarzenbach Colonial Warren. Nightlife, Tony Mulcahy, Barsfusmar Bar, Cowflinton, and Muscoti. Again, I apologize. Okay, on the way from Zurich to Lucerne in central Switzerland. After a worthwhile detour via Arth-Goldau, ride up the Mount Rigi and then continue to Lucerne. If you travel by train, take the train from Rigi-Kulm to Witznau and continue by ship to Lucerne. Drivers usually leave their cars in Arth-Goldau. Duration, car, 2 hours, 15 minutes driving time without the Rigi train, and train ship, 4.5 hours, including ride across Mount Rigi. Lucerne. With its multitude of offerings, the city is a veritable adventure center, starting point for day trips. We recommend the grand tour around the village. Okay, we did that. Paddle steamer, and lakeside stroll, and walk along the river are most enjoyable. Looks like different picture. Cruise on Lake Lucerne, 7 hours. No, that's the same. Old Town, picturesque. Chapel Bridge is best viewed while sipping coffee at the Riverside Coffee along the Reuss River. 10 museums along the Switzerland Traffic Museum. And okay, that's the same. And the Dragon Mountain, golden round trip, 5 hours on a steamship. So a spectacular ride by aerial cable car and gondola down to Lucerne concludes this tour. Lucerne 2. Other sites in and around Lucerne, Burghaushaus, Switzerland's Museum of Transportation, Rigi, the heart of Switzerland, Titulus, Glacier Paradise, UNESCO Biosphere, and Tollbuch. Romantic, where to stay at Romantic Hotel Wildenmann, Hotel Waldstraterhof, Hotel, the Hotel Montana. Where to eat? Steamship, Beer Wall Strasser See, KKL World Cafe, Restaurant Old Swiss House, Hotel Restaurant Ship. Shopping, Old Town Shopping, Vegetable Fruit Market, Butcherer, Heine Conditori, and Nightlife Lewis Bar, Evening cruises on the lake, Stradkeller, and on the bank of Bruce. Okay. Key take-home messages. We'll hit, being that we've done 3 and 5, we'll just do the 10 one. Basel, Rhine, Baylor, Foundation, Rheinfelden, Montreux, Promenade de Montreux, Rochers de Nye, Lake Geneva, Bern Arcades, Paul Glee, Gerton, Interlaken, Jungfrau Joff, Schniggy Platt, St. Vidis Caves, Zermatt, Bornegrat, Alpine Village, Findelen, and Klein Matterhorn, Ascana, Lago Maggiore, Magno, Valley Magia, St. Moritz Lake, Silverplana, Motos, Morago, Appenzell, Hauptgas, Wasserrun, Schwago Gap, Gulf, and Zurich, Old Town Zurich, Kunz, South Zoo, and Lucerne, Pilates, Lake Lucerne, and Old Town Lucerne. And end of module. Test your knowledge. Are you guys ready? You can unmute, please.
Yep, ready.
Okay. Start your attempt now. Okay. What is the main characteristics of the Sago Islands near Ascana? They select one. They host exotic species of animals. They located in the Canton Grundbunden. You cannot go on these islands. They're botanical gardens. Anybody?
They're located in the Canton of Graubünden.
And who was that?
I'm thinking C. Actually, I think does anybody else have their questions in a different order?
Well, that's possible. You might have, that might happen. And what you need to do is just take a picture of this question and the answer, and then that when we get to the end, we've got 10 questions. So when you get to the end, then we'll go back and try to, they should all be there. So what is the main characteristic of the Brissago Islands? Anybody? Google's my friend. Oh, this is ridiculous. It's not even letting me copy it. Okay, hold on.
Did you guys take the test? I had to step out for 1 second.
We're just at the test right now.
Okay, because I thought that I was listening. I'll press forward to the test then.
Okay. What is the main characteristic? The Brissago Islands. Okay, here we go. Subtropical, let's see, Prasago Islands are one of Tricino's most magical places, subtropical paradise. On Lake Maggiore is easily accessible by boat thanks to their islands. Their location, the islands benefit from particularly mild climate that has facilitated the growth of unique vegetation. So I would think botanical gardens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Basel is located on the bank of the river. And that's the Rhine.
Rhine.
Okay. Which of these mountains is recommended to visit when in St. Moritz? St. Moritz embraces the mountains from Piz Langard in the east to Piz Julier in the west. But that's not one of them.
Hmm.
Piz Nair is the mountain in St. Moritz. Well, this is just really fun. Anybody have an idea?
I've only had one of the same questions as you so far. Mine are all different.
Well, we'll come back to that one. How's that? In Lucerne, there's a famous bridge called, isn't it the Chapel Bridge? Chapel Bridge. In Bern, there is a museum entirely dedicated to a famous painter that hosts the worldwide largest collection. That's Paul Klee. Okay. Which is the world famous event that's organized every year in Montreux and brings internationally known artists?
The Jazz Festival.
Right. Which cities are included in the itinerary Switzerland in 3 days?
Three days. Wasn't that Bern, Interlaken, and Zermatt? I think.
Lucerne, Interlaken, and Zermatt, right?
I think so.
In which canton is St. Moritz located?
Place.
Valais?
Yep.
Okay. What is the name of the main street shopping in Zurich? Bahnhofstrasse. Bottom one. They could be out of order as well. Question
What
10.
was
The Bahnhofstrasse.
it? Okay.
And which cities does Itinerary Switzerland 5 days go through?
Geneva, Interlaken, Zermatt, San Moritz, and Ascana.
Okay. Now we go back to which of these mountains is recommended to visit when in St. Moritz? And it doesn't, it lists mountains that are not on the list. Well, anybody got an idea?
Oh my God, I didn't have my microphone on. I'm sorry. Is it D?
Okay. Now, do we know, does anyone have an idea which mountain is recommended to visit when in St. Moritz?
I think it's D, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, but sometimes they're put, you know, they move the order of the answers around. So which is the answer that you have? You think it is?
The one I can't pronounce the name of it, but I'm D on your screen.
Okay,
Yeah, I can't pronounce it.
okay. All right, so let's just try that one. And now, does anybody have any questions that aren't on this list?
Yes.
Mother, go ahead. I'll wait till you're done.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I was just the one that I had was which legendary train can you take from Zermatt to go to St. Moritz?
I put down the Gotthard Panorama Express.
Okay.
I don't know if I said that right.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, you go now.
Well, where was it? Okay, which is the world famous event that is organized? Wait, no, that's not it. Wrong one. Bottom one. Which of these non-profit organizations has an important office in Geneva? European Commission, North Atlantic Treaty. That's what I thought it was. International Society of Human Rights and United Nations Organization.
That one. That one.
UNO.
It's D. Okay, thank you.
Okay, anybody else have anything?
Which of these cities is not included in the main stops of the itinerary? Switzerland in 10 days. Zurich, Lucerne, Montreux, or Appenzell?
The last one.
Appenzell, okay. Switzerland's smallest canton by population. Is that the Uri, Appenzell, Innerrhoden, Jura, or Appenzell, Osserrhoden?
Let me see. That would be Basel City, the smallest canton. Is that one of the answers?
No, the answers that I have are Uri, Appenzell, Innerrhoden, Jura, and Appenzell, Osserrhoden.
The smallest canton is Basel City. Let's see. Appenzell Inner Roads is the least inhabited. Okay. Okay, any other questions?
One more. On the shores of which lake is Ascona located?
What?
Lake Maggiore.
Thank you, I did have it right. Okay, just checking.
Who was it that was asking about the train? Because I just hit mine and tried mine. Who was it that was asking about that? Because I gave you the wrong answer.
Yep, it was me. Which
It's-
legendary train?
It's the Glacier Express.
Okay, I did. Okay, that's all right. All right, so let's see. The Glacier Express. Okay. Well, what else did I get wrong? Oh.
Okay. Anybody, any more questions? Before I see if we passed? Okay. Submit all and finish. Submit all and finish. I only missed one. Let's see. Okay, I've got the answers. The one that I missed here was, in which canton is St. Moritz located? And it's not Valais, it's Graubünden. But all the rest of them are correct.
Yeah, I missed the first one.
The first one,
No, the first attempt. And then when I went back to review, it gives you almost a whole new set of questions.
Oh, no. These people are not user-friendly.
At all. Does anybody know where the Castle of Chalon is located?
What are the options?
Montreux, Lucerne, Geneva, and Basel.
Montreal.
Okay. Oh my goodness, these second set is a little different. Okay.
Do you need help with anything? Okay, do you need any help?
Oh, no, I'm good, guys. Thanks.
Okay. Now, did everybody pass?
Yes.
Okay. Andrea? Shalonda?
Another miss. So I'm gonna go back and read it.
If you passed, as long as you got at least, you know, the percentage that they say you passed.
I keep missing one.
Well, then don't worry about it.
Okay.
You don't need to take it again.
Okay.
Now, because, you know, you still passed.
Okay.
All right. Now, being that we've only got through one today and it's already almost 2 hours, I think we should call it quits for the day and we'll do the next one tomorrow. Is that okay with everybody?
Sure.
Unless you want to stay and keep going, but the first one took, you know, a while, so especially when I kept mispronouncing all those words. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
So-
there's 4 more modules. I don't think you're gonna get through all 4 today.
Yeah,
No,
no.
there's no way. We weren't going to be able to get through them all today anyway. And Marnie had originally had it set up to do part of them today and the other part tomorrow. But being that the first one took so long,
I couldn't help you read because my kid was being loud, so otherwise I would have jumped in and you guys wouldn't be able to hear me.
Mhm.
So,
well, I'm not used to talking very much because I live alone, so I don't have anybody to talk to. And so my voice my throat kept getting dry, and then I have to take something to drink. You know, I got my Kool-Aid next to me. So, but if everybody's fine and you bear with me tomorrow, we'll try to get through some more of it tomorrow. Okay?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. And hopefully maybe I'll learn how to pronounce the words better. I don't know. At least we could
It
all
would
get a
have
good laugh out of them.
it would have happened to a lot of us.
I agree.
So tomorrow, what time to continue doing the training?
Pardon?
What time for the training tomorrow?
Tomorrow at the same time. It'll be noon Pacific time.
Noon?
Oh, wait a minute. Nope.
That'd be 1 Pacific time.
One.
It was
Yeah.
1 Pacific time today. Tomorrow it'll be noon Pacific time.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm Eastern time, so it's like 4 p.m. today and 3 p.m. tomorrow for me.
I am too.
I'm Eastern too.
Okay. All right, so it's 3 o'clock our time. So anyway, well, thank you all for bearing with me, and I hope
you.
to do better
Yeah,
tomorrow.
thanks for staying. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much.
Good night.
Guys, have a
night.
good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.